Hey everybody, Sandy here, aka Montolio, and we are back for round 3 of the Vintage PAX Unplugged. And we're playing against Pirol, and I've played against them recently and been having a real rough time of it, to be honest, with White Weenie. So we know what we're up against. My Wasteland's not looking too good here, but my Strip Mine is. We've got an early Death Right Shaman. Unfortunately, we're on the draw. I think this is worth keeping. Brazen Borrow to help reset something if need be. Also, evasion is not irrelevant in this matchup. So we'll see how it goes. Whoa! Hollowvine. I did not expect that. Okay, well, this could be a tough one. The one thing that's interesting about Hollowvine, and I have a substantial amount of experience with this deck, is that without their bazaars, they can struggle really mightily. So we just have to hope they don't have an Auction Survival or another bazaar here. And we might be able to sneak one out. They got another bazaar. Hopefully they don't get those vines going. Wow, lucky. Well, I guess let's take a peek. Hopefully they don't have anything here. Messed up. I think that's fine. What I mean by that, I hope they don't have an Auction Survival or another bazaar. Okay, Wasteland. Okay, that I can deal with. Just going to get a forest here. Obviously comes with some risk in doing it this way, but I think it's fine. Lucky that one resolved. Ooh, they found a freaking revival. Unreal. Okay. Gotta hope we can dodge them here. There's one root walla. And hopefully they didn't find a hollow one here. Getting very lucky. What do they have in hand here? I could Assassin's Trophy their Bazaar. I think that's probably the correct thing to do. They've got one card in hand. Yeah, I don't really want them to untap with the Bazaar. Let's hope they didn't find another Bazaar, guys. Or Noxious Revival, for that matter. Yeah, that's pretty good. So is that. Okay, they got a Wasteland here. Go get a green source. Let's get our Goyfin. And then I'm going to start trying to eat Vengemines here in case they find a Bazaar off the top. We need to neutralize that threat. Well, maybe we won't be doing that. Mm-hmm. Maybe should have played the forest out there. I really wanted to protect it, but just going to get Leovold into play right now. Yep. All right. Good game one win against Hollowvine there. So, Hollowvine. Don't really have any legends I'm worried about. Could see maybe wanting a deluge. Cage is not very good against Hollowvine. It basically stops 4 Vengevines, and we've got tools to be able to deal with that. I feel like this is just too slow. We might want this. I might want a Fatal Push. I like Flusterstorm against them to be able to protect my spells, even more so than against Dredge, because Hollowvine is just such a controlling deck. So Probe we probably can cut. I feel like Force of Negation is fairly poor in general in this matchup. Brazen Boar, suspect. Fatal Push and Brazen Boar are somewhat suspect. I think Force of Vigor is not very good either, but it does stop hollow ones potentially, like a really powerful hollow one start. But other than that, it's quite linear. I mean, Fatal Push itself is not very good. It could stop Avenger Mine. We need to cut one more. Let's try this. Yeah, that's a good hand. Have to hope our opponent goes low. Like that, the Hollowvine deck is just very enigmatic in how fast it can replenish itself. Mm-hmm. Um, I'm gonna let them have the master here because I have Tabernacle. It makes me feel somewhat safer, but of course that could change very easily if they just play a Wasteland out here. But I think it's fine for this turn. Okay, here comes a vine. The good news is whatever they do, Tabernacle's going to clean it up. They didn't hit. Wow. Okay. I wouldn't mind a blue spell. Okay, that's a good one. We'll get a green source here. I'm just going to get a basic. They probably have a force for this. We will fight over it. And Leovold should be pretty strong in this situation. Like, I don't feel compelled to use the Tabernacle in this exact spot. You can get in there. I think I'm just going to flash Endurance in. Like, I'm going to see what they do here. Like, they might just Bazaar end of their turn. Like, they could Bazaar right now, and they could try and find Root Wallets to kill my Leovold. That is a line. Maybe it wasn't worth it for me to do that. Maybe a little bit of a greedy attack because Leovold is quite powerful in this particular situation. But they're going to lose their hand. They draw a card. It's not a Hull Breacher, so opponent's weighing their options here. But they do lose their hand. And we're going to have the ability to hardcast Endurance on their graveyard here, taking away their master. So we're probably going to win if they miss here and don't kill our Leovold. And they, like, if they do actually crack their Bazaar. So opponent is under long deliberation here on this line. And fair enough, it is a critical line, or a critical play that they have to go through here. If this was me, I probably would go for it because I'm not sure how they're getting out of this. That said, I don't know what they have in their hand and what they're giving up to draw with the Bazaar. I think it was a mistake for me to attack with Leovold here. Despite its low prevalence, I think they hit. But it's possible also that they have a Root Wallet just sitting in their hand. Like trying to animate their Vengevine here. Like trying to find a second one, but I don't know. So my opponent was actually away from keyboard there. Gonna try and sneak this in here. Opponent maybe has a force. Okay, they've just conceded here. We're gonna get their graveyard. Yeah, I mean, that one felt pretty easy. Leovold still very powerful against Bazaar of Baghdad when you're not able to dredge. So I think that might have been a slight misplay on my part attacking in there. I mean, it all ended up working out fine, and my opponent was not interested in blocking. But um, I, I think that if my opponent had spun their Bazaar, drew a card, went up to 4, did find a Root Walla, was able to triple block my Bazaar, they would have gotten rid of my Leovold, uh, and I would have had an Endurance that I could flash in to remove all of their cards from their hand. Or from their graveyard, which would have likely been a Master of Death plus whatever other Squeer Master they found. And we would have had an Endurance in hand in addition to that, plus Tabernacle to be able to buy us time. So I think it still what might have worked out okay, but I think it was a little bit of an overzealous attack on our part. That said, we got there. So a very clean 6-0, 3-0, six game wins, 3 match wins. With Bug today, we beat Dredge, we beat Hollowvine, and we also beat the Bug Mirror. So I hope you guys enjoyed these videos. Please feel free to leave comments and do like and subscribe, guys. We will see you next time. I am planning on recording tomorrow for the Pro Tour qualifier, and we hope to see you there.